Life is good 13, 13 love to y'all. You are Creation 13. I'm Ambassador, I'm Starseed. And today I want to talk to you about manipulation. About psychology, reverse psychology, things like that. Everything is a manipulation. Through life, you go through manipulation, whether you're controlling the manipulation or somebody else is controlling the manipulation. Life is a manipulation. And this is something that is very good to be aware of. Because if you go to a psychologist, right, and they tell you, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, to better your life, and so on and so forth. So you go and do that, you just fell into the manipulation structure. That person manipulated you into changing your reality, into changing your timeline stream. It's a form of manipulation. Whether it be positive or negative, it's still a form of manipulation. And through life, everything is a manipulation. Whether you watch the news, you watch TV, see presidents, leaders, you go to work, you got bosses that tell you need to do this and that, so on and so forth. It's all manipulation. Life is a manipulation. And it's time that you kind of look at that word manipulation and not view it as something negative. But it is a powerful tool, and if it's not used correctly, it can be used in a perceived negative way, which is, of course, with the elite, Freemasons, the secret letters, secret agencies, something like that. They use that tool of manipulation. The music industry uses that tool of manipulation. And I think it's very important to start talking about this stuff, because a lot of people are falling victims into manipulation, whether it be positive or negative anyways. And you can also view religion as a manipulation. Use the Jesus character. It says that he's the sheep herder, and then you are the sheep. Basically everybody that worships the Bible and the Jesus character are sheep or zombies. Either you're going to start creating your own manipulation, or you're just going to be a zombie and a sheep. That's an analogy that you can figure out for yourself. So what I'm trying to get at is learning how to change the structure of your reality. Not getting stuck in a year cycle, just like I talked about in the previous video. Not getting stuck in a year cycle. This is why I keep talking about, March is a change of difference. This is the time to manipulate and change the foundation, so it's not the same thing for the past 2 years. Blood moons on the same time, stuff like that. It's time to change and manipulate that structure. And how do you do that? You need to, or you are required to, write and change a story. Okay? And the only way you can do that is through videos, through writing, and in your physical reality, interacting with people. That's how you manipulate the structure. That's how you change timeline structures. It's manipulation. So today I decided to write on Facebook, and it says, yay, it's time to manifest ships. Basically, what I wrote here was a comment from another person. So I said, yay, it's time to manifest ships. However, the first ships will be the current ETs that are already on Earth. Okay, so basically the first ships that you see, that many people see already, is the beings that are already here. That have already manipulated and controlled technology in itself, mastering technology. Technology is so far advanced right now, it's not even released to the public, but they're extremely advanced right now. And you gotta also realize that the beings here cannot leave Earth. It's basically kind of like the Twilight Zone. I think had some episodes, and there's also a Star Trek episode that had that had this being that was in a holodeck, and he became smart because they kept the program on 24/7. So this being somehow got off the holodeck, but he ended up off the holodeck and then back into the holodeck, but they created the holodeck to match the ship, so it looked like he actually left the ship and went out into space, but he was still in the holodeck and still trapped in there. And basically that's how it is. So when we see perceived humans leaving Earth in spacecrafts and going to the moon and going out into outer space, it's just an illusion, a holographic projection, because you can't leave Earth, because Earth is a prison planet. And you do research on that, you'll figure out why that is. It's just putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. Creating these videos creates theories, creates stories to talk about and to start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So anyway, I'll go ahead and read the whole thing. So, yay, it's time to manifest ships. However, the first ships will be the current ETs that are already on Earth. Because again, we got facts that there are many beings here on Earth. Hidden bases, so on and so forth. After the ETs on Earth show themselves, then the Guardians, Earth soldiers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, they would send out their soldiers to this planet. Basically, when the prison planet opens up, they'll be able to come through. And that would be awesome. However, this is required to happen by March. And the reason why I said March is because the March is the beginning of a new chapter. And basically, what I mean by that is as soon as the new moon hits, then it will begin. Whether you go through the same thing a whole year again, or you change that timeline structure. So if each of us use and have a strong willpower and intent, then about 95% chance this will be a current timeline, meaning that we'll see ETs, the Earth ETs, and then the Guardian ETs will show up. So 95% chance of that. Does this world have the willpower and intent to make this happen? Me personally, I think so. We will see in March. That's what I wrote on my timeline. Basically to create that possibility, to create that manipulation. And it kicked off pretty good. A lot of people viewed it. A lot of people commented on it. So it definitely is now a possibility. And as it gets out there, it definitely can be a possibility because it's part of my timeline manipulation reality. And as bizarre as that sounds, scientific facts are beginning to be made more and more known that that's how the world runs and that's how the world works, is based on your own manipulation structure of the world. So it's definitely very interesting, and I figured I would share that with you guys to get you out of that fear factor of manipulation, because there's a lot of manipulation out there, and manipulation is viewed as a fearful tactic or a strategy of the enemy, but it can also be used as a benefit of good and as a benefit of a game changer structure. This is what this world needs, is a game changer structure. So you have to manipulate the game structure to create a newer form of reality. And like I said, as above, so below, the mirror reflections. We are changing the physical reality, but we're also changing the flip side, the spiritual realm reality, because that's where everything's happening, is in the spiritual realm. I love it when it's dark out because it's an actual way of viewing the reflection of reality. Because you see the reflection behind me. So that's what we're doing, and this is where you need to start manipulating your reality, making videos, doing research, writing stuff down, sharing your spiritual experience with the world. You have to share your spiritual experience. If you just write on Facebook saying, "Oh, this person said this person said that, this is how I felt today," um, I'd like to feel better tomorrow. Things like that are very basic, but um, the form of manipulation you're putting out there is you're just running a program, and you're just continuing or prolonging that program. But when you deal with the spiritual reality of things, talking about your soul, talking about your spirit, bringing the spiritual realm into your reality, it starts being a game changer because spiritual reality, spiritual realm is a controller of this reality. And that's where you start changing um, this world and this reality. Um, so I think I pretty much go ahead and end it on that. So start learning on how manipulation works, and use it to benefit the world in a good way. Because, like I said, you can use manipulation in a very bad way, which is, you watch the Illuminati, Freemasons, read up on the Seraphim and the fallen angels. It can be used very negative, and you can see on how the world has been altered and destroyed because of their powerful manipulation. So it's up to us, like myself, a Starseed, to manipulate this world back into the state that it should be in, that is required to be in, and that we're working hard to create again. Because even though this is a prison planet, you can escape this prison planet um, through manipulation, through altering your mind and altering your state of being. Conquering all those many masks that you continue to put on yourself, and conquering all the fears and everything in that category range. You conquer and manipulate those structures, then you'll be able to start living a better, more constructive life, and begin to start focusing on spirit and your soul, and develop that way. So it's all about you. It really is. And then as you conquer yourself, then it's about us. It's about us changing and shaping the world, manipulating the world back into a better state of being and a better state of self. Also, another thing popped up. I don't remember what I wrote. It was earlier today. Uh, that they said that there is no separation, that there is only one power. And yes, there is only one power, but it's one body that is connected um, to millions of other bodies. It's basically just like this human suit here. This human suit will not function without an engine, without a motor. And not only is it your soul and spirit, but it's also has to do with your antibodies, viruses, your DNA, bodies, so on and so forth. We have millions and millions of beings within us that keep our body going and that make this body run. So there may be one power, but there's millions of beings that are little batteries that keep that one power going. And that's, I think, is a very interesting way to view it, because a lot of people have that perception of there's one power that controls us. But you have to do the reverse effect, that we are the ones that are helping the one power continue on, which is also based in creation, where the Guardians of the Galaxy come into play, is that they're the caretakers of this creation. So as long as creation is continuing on and not being destroyed, that one power will continue on. And yes, there is no separation. We're all connected, and that's definitely a key tool. Um, So yeah, so hopefully this will help you guys look at manipulation a different way, and also view the one higher power. You know, the like I said, I don't like to use the word God, but if that's where your mindset is, and you can say God, that one power. You know, we are the batteries that run that one power. And this also comes in play with manipulation with my last video about the seraphim, and that how they are trying to use our physical bodies as hosts for the harvest to manifest Satan and all of his fallen angels into this physical reality. So it's two ways. You can either do it that way, manifesting Satan and bringing them in, which you don't want to do. Like I said, you watched my video before this. Um, Definitely, that's what their agenda is, but it ain't gonna happen. This is where we need to manipulate the structure and become those beacons of light for creation to keep creation going. Because that one power, that one embodiment that we are in is creation, and it is the one that keeps things going and growing beautifully. Um, so yeah, so we don't want the manipulation of the planets to grow more. Jupiter, for some odd reason now, is being used as a tool of manipulation. And it was interesting is that I typed in Jupiter, and not only did I get, of course, Jupiter, but I got Jupiter as a deity, as a being. And I haven't watched Jupiter Rising yet, but there's a character in there, the main character girl named Jupiter. So I'm going to do research on that because I found it quite interesting that Jupiter is a deity. So it's rather interesting, and a lot of things have happened on Jupiter. With the big whole masses that we were seeing, stuff like that. Jupiter is being used as a tool of something, being used as a tool of manipulation. What that is, I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. So anyway, yeah, learn what manipulation is, learn how to use it in a positive, creative way, and it will begin to start shaping and getting you out of that year loop that so many humans are trapped in. So yeah, so love yourself, keep shining bright. If you have any questions, let me know, and we'll talk to you in a little bit.